This is an introduction to the LOTO Instruments SIG852, an editable arbitrary waveform signal generator, demonstrating its main functions and operation. The SIG852 is based on Windows computer software. Waveforms can be drawn with a mouse or can be automatically generated. Edited waveforms can also be saved and imported easily. Hi there. Hello. My name is Ron Z. I'm an electrical engineer. A friend at LOTO Instruments sent us this free SIG852 to test, evaluate, and review. The SIG852 device connects to a USB port on our Windows 10 laptop. As you'll see in our slideshow, installation was easy, plug and play, no drivers needed to be installed. The SIG852 hardware module is sold by several online stores. Relevant Windows software and documentation can be downloaded for free from LOTO's website. LOTO plans to continue improving the software and adding functions. As they have done with their oscilloscopes, you can expect frequent, no-cost software updates. These upgrades are absolutely free. As new versions of software are released, we expect that the SIG852 will continue to be optimized, improved, and additional functionality will be incorporated. The SIG852 signal generator can be used with the entire line of LOTO's virtual oscilloscopes. It's also compatible with scopes and test equipment from other vendors. In this review, the generated waveforms are displayed on a LOTO entry-level OSC482 oscilloscope. LOTO scopes and the SIG852 modules have similar working principles. On their oscilloscopes, two signals are input to the device and are then displayed by Windows software on a PC. The SIG852 uses Windows software to assemble, collect, and display waveform curves on a PC. For the signal generator, while initially waveforms are prepared and edited on a PC, they are then downloaded to the SIG852 module, which actually generates the corresponding waveforms on two independent output channels. Prior to developing their SIG852, LOTO offered another signal generator, their model S02, but that's not a standalone device. It's an optional accessory which plugs into LOTO's oscilloscope modules. The S02 can't work alone. It must be attached to a LOTO scope. The S02, working together with a LOTO scope, generates a waveform on one output channel. It can output only conventional waveforms, sine, triangle, and square waves. These waveforms cannot be edited by the S02. The sine wave frequency range is 1 to 13 megahertz. In comparison, the SIG852 has two independent signal generator channels. Waveforms can be extensively edited, and it's a standalone, independent device. The SIG852 signal generator is best suited for troubleshooting and simulating machine designs. For example, it's been very useful in automotive applications. Engineering students, do-it-yourselfers, makers, and hobbyists will find it to be a helpful tool. The suggested sine wave frequency range is 0 through 3000 Hz. Square wave frequency is higher, over 10,000 Hz. Use the SIG852 where high frequencies are not needed, where a few hundred or a few thousand Hz is sufficient. We've used both the S02 and SIG852. They both have their place in our toolbox and come in handy for distinctly different applications. The SIG852 niche is in cases where a weird or unusual waveform is needed. one which might neither be regular or even periodic. Then a SIG852 becomes essential. Also, a SIG852 can be more convenient to use because it is independent and does not need to be connected to a LOTO scope module. Also, it is compatible with scopes and instrumentation from other manufacturers. The SIG852 is very portable. In appearance, it resembles LOTO oscilloscope devices, but is slightly smaller. Length is 5.6 inches, width 3.7 inches, height 0.9 inches. In use, the SIG852 is very similar to the scopes. They both connect with a USB cable to a PC and are powered by that USB port. No additional power supply or adapter is required. On our laptop, both USB 2 and 3 ports worked okay. We use the SIG852 to simulate sensor output signals in order to verify whether circuitry or equipment is processing the sensor signal correctly. Such sensor output signals usually do not have periodic regular waveforms. They often are related to time and variable changes. We also used the SIG852 to simulate a control signal to an actuator to verify whether the actuator was working correctly. If driving power is not enough, the SIG852 can be used together with a LOTO PA1 power amplifier module. In one recent application, the SIG852 was used to simulate the output signal of various automotive sensors to drive and test whether the actuator circuits were working properly. The SIG852 connects to the PC with a USB cable. The USB cable we received was 4 feet long. The PC USB port powers the SIG852. That's the same way LOTO oscilloscopes are powered. There's a red power LED indicator on the SIG852 which lights up when the PC is turned on and the SIG852 is connected to the USB port. The SIG852 has 2 outputs, channel A and channel B. Both have an on-off button switch and an LED. A small green removable jumper clip on each output channel enables an RC low-pass filter. These filters have a 30,000 Hz cutoff frequency. The SIG852 comes standard with 2 BNC alligator clip cables. They are about 3 feet long. The black alligator clip on these cables connects with the ground of the SIG852, the ground of the USB cable, and the ground of the computer. The accompanying slideshow demonstrates how to download Windows software and documentation for the SIG852 from the LOTO Instruments website. The download is a compressed RAR file. Use the free 7-zip software to extract the files. Just save the file named SIG852.exe to a convenient place on your PC. That's the Windows file for activating the SIG852 user interface. Then either just click on it or put a shortcut to it somewhere on your display screen. The slideshow demonstrates how the SIG852 can generate different waveforms. You can choose to output the same waveform on both channels or independently edit and output different waveforms on each channel. The waveforms were input to a LOTO oscilloscope for comparison. The SIG852 was connected to an OSC482 scope using the standard alligator clip cables which came packed with these devices. There are many built-in waveforms in the menu items, and instructions are in the user's manual. The slideshow shows how to generate sine and square waves, triangle and sawtooth, Sine x divided by x, Gaussian white noise, exponential rise and fall, and arbitrary waveform editing. Use the top horizontal waveform operation toolbar in the SIG852 user interface. Click the icon for the type of waveform you want to generate. A property setting window pops up. In that window, as is appropriate, select the number of waveforms or frequency, duty cycle, minimum and maximum voltage levels, and phase. When you click OK, the waveform is displayed on the grid. Then close the property setting window. On the horizontal waveform operations toolbar, select the output channel. Repeat this process for the second channel. Finally, click on the Advanced tab and you'll see waveforms displayed for both channels. Click on the confirmation icon. It's the circle with the green check indicating all right. Then click the blue Start Device button and download to transfer the waveform data from the PC to the SIG852 device. In these examples, we select loop or cyclic output to generate repeating continuous waveforms. It's all pretty intuitive, and the process is close to the same for all the wave types. Arbitrary waveforms can also be drawn with the mouse. Click the yellow pencil, use the mouse to draw a waveform, click the confirmation icon, select the channel to use, click the Advanced tab, Start Device, click Download, click Single or Loop. LOTO Instruments, based in China, is a startup that focuses on developing virtual instruments, oscilloscopes, and signal generators. Most of their personnel are technical guys. R&D gets top priority. The SIG852 is their first low-end signal generator of its type. We expect more innovative future products. What would be nice to see in future signal generator products is increased bandwidth, higher sampling rates, plus sweep and modulation functions. A comprehensive SIG852 software user's manual is available for download as a 38-page PDF file. LOTO Instruments is active on Facebook, posting tips, announcing updates, and participating in user discussions. Teo Love, a LOTO engineer, also posts technical support videos on YouTube. Just the basics were covered here. If there is interest, follow-up videos can be posted explaining how the SIG852 waveform editing and wave generation toolbars can be used to create very complex and extremely useful signals. I hope you found my presentation enjoyable and helpful. Channel subscribers will receive notifications as new best value product reviews are posted. Goodbye for now and good luck.